All right, so this is day 2 of the trip now. It's the 21st in Sydney, and we're just preparing the aircraft for departing from Sydney to Vancouver. Manj is going to be at the controls today, and we're just running through our geographical cockpit scan just to make sure that everything's okay, and that's where what you're seeing us do right now, and we're just doing our scan here. So Toga Flight Director.
Toga Flight Director.
And I've got QNH 1025 hectopascals, and that's showing me at pretty well sea level and sea level.
1025 hectopascals, I got about 10 feet.
Okay. 061, 061, 061, and 065.
061 twice.
Okay, we don't see it, but the TCAS is off. Right.
Alright, clearance comes 5 to 10 minutes before...
Alright, so we won't get a clearance just yet. And let's do some performance, Manj. We talked about we're going to get that flight dispatch is going to issue the extra flight plan with the 1,000 kilos for weather deviations. So I figured that should put our weight up to about 291.7 for takeoff. Right now with release number 2 and release number 3 is coming out, it's 290.7. So 291.7, let's go to 292.5. Off of 34 left. QNH 1025. And we had said 292.5 on the takeoff weight. We're going to use max thrust, and I don't think we'll use assumed temperature either because of the wind shear, not possible wind shear, Manj.
Round cockpit.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Communications check. Brakes are set.
Okay, thank you. And are you happy with the fuel?
Just 1 second, okay? Actually, no, we called dispatch. We're going to need at least 1 more ton of gas.
1 more ton, copy.
Yeah, you should have a new sheet out to you. Okay. We'll put engine anti-ice on, I guess, Manj?
Yes.
Happy with that, Bob?
Message for 10.6 on the fuel.
110.6, yeah. So I told him another ton, so that's good. Thank you.
The cockpit.
Cockpit to ground, go ahead.
Yeah, hello, I'll put another ton on. Is that okay now?
Actually, that fuel looks good right now, yeah?
Okay, thank you.
First one's at Misley 330.
Is there any Mach prior to that too, or?
We can do Machs now if you want.
I think it's 8.3 all the way, or 8.4?
It's 8.4 at Wardy.
At Wardy, okay.
Yeah.
Any step at Wardy?
And no, Wardy is... The first step was at Misley.
Okay, that's later on down the route.
330, so...
Okay, I'm going to go to Misley, stepping.
Let me stick with the Mach here, at 8.4. That's all the way through.
Right through, okay. A step at Misley to...
Misley to 330.
330S at Misley.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the next one, Boyles, 350.
350S at Boyles.
Barker, 370.
370S at Barker.
And 390 at 140 West.
390S at 140 West. I'm going to execute that.
Execute.
Okay. And route data. Winds.
All right, well, we want to do it at Varley at 310.
310. And why don't we do... You want to do one average one for now, see how we're making out for time?
So we got positive component of 21, so...
Okay.
Make
Average
it
direction?
5 degrees at 21.
275 at 21, okay. And
temperature deviation overall is...
plus 7?
7.
So let's go
22.
123/22. Execute that?
Execute.
Okay, I'm going to do a route copy.
Yes.
Come across to the Prague. Right now it's 6,836 nautical miles.
6,873.
With a fuel overhead of 12.3.
Overhead here was 12.
So that's good because we're going to lose some carrying that ton of gas, right?
Yeah.
On the NAVRAD, because we don't have a clearance yet, we don't need anything. So why don't we, a little bit early for clearance yet, eh? So now we're sticking in arrival fuel, uplit fuel, just to make sure that it says OK, and it tells us that the computer agrees with the dispatch estimated fuel required on board. Okay.
Dispatch, Rachel speaking.
Okay, she's on. Hi there. Who's this?
It's Rachel. Go ahead. Who's this?
Hi, Rachel. It's Dominic Marini on flight 2034 in Sydney.
Yes, Al. Go ahead.
Yeah, they don't have time to get us revision number 3. We had asked for that extra ton of detour fuel, which they put on. I just wonder if we could verbally get the different numbers from you then.
You certainly can. Can I just ACARS the important bits to you?
That'd be fine for us.
Okay. I did send you a message with the block fuel. Did you receive that?
Yes, you did. That's excellent. But
Okay, I'll send you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, that's good, Rachel. I stepped on you. Go ahead and send that. That'd be fine.
So do you want the whole flight plan, Al, the whole short version of the flight plan, or do you just want me to cut and paste the relevant?
If you could just cut and paste the relevant, that would be excellent.
Okay, I will do that. It'll be on your printer shortly.
Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, so what happened was we bumped up our fuel. We asked for another 1,000 kilos of fuel for detour fuel, and they didn't have time to get us a revised flight plan, so we contacted dispatch directly through the satellite phone, and we talked to them, and it was clear as if they were standing beside us, and we received the new numbers for dispatching the aircraft. That's what we just did. Okay. Okay, Manj.
All right, I'm going to talk to clearance delivery.
Okay, we're getting our clearance now.
Sydney clearance delivery, it's Air Canada 2034.
Hey, Canada 2034, morning.
Morning, we're Boeing 777 Heavy at Bay 36 with Venus Hotel, requesting airways to Vancouver, flight level 310. We'll be fully ready in 9 minutes.
Hey, Canada 2034, it's very precise, standby 1.
And Air Canada 2034, we're requesting the Sydney SID for departure.
Okay, standby.
Okay, man, just quickly look at this while we're waiting, okay? It is flight 2034. It is on the 21st from Sydney to
Canada
Vancouver.
2034 is cleared to Vancouver via Dipso and flight plan route maintained 5,000. Runway 34 left. Sydney 3 departure. Squawk 1510. Departures frequencies 129.7.
Air Canada 2034 clear to Vancouver, Dipso, flight plan route 5000, 34 left, Sydney 3 departure, squawking 1510, airborne on 129.7.
Air Canada 2034, thanks, ground 126.5 for pushback.
165 for the push, Air Canada 2034. Okay, yes.
Okay, so carrying on here, man, it's operational flight plan 3, which we know we have.
Yep.
Load sheet 1, no tax, so nil hazardous, 141 passengers. Actually, these are finals. So I don't know if you heard, guys, we're going full power because of that big wind shift at 1,000 feet, and we're using wet data with engine anti-ice on. We've printed a copy of it. Okay, excellent. So carrying on here, it's showing fuel of 109.8. We got 110.7. That's for the takeoff part, and
It's the
excellent.
29?
29 now. It may change slightly, but I doubt
slightly.
it.
171.
171.
And,
So I'm still showing 777-200 LR, 5 flap, and 98.1 versus 98.5, 145, 163, 171.
right.
Okay,
That correlates with what I have, the printouts to them.
excellent. It's still flight 2034 of the 21st, Sydney to Vancouver. Operational flight plan 3, as we know.
Yeah.
And 178.9, so for 288.7, and we used 290 or 289 or thereabouts. 28.7, so 29 is still good. And part 2 of 2, 5 on the deck. Happy with that? Excellent.
And while we just went over that, let's just say the Optims are flaps 5. We're doing a full takeoff thrust. And that's for the wind shear. 29% was in there. Got speeds 145, 160, 171. Full length 34 left, it is wet. And furthermore, 34 left, Toka is 650. If there's an engine failure prior to initial turn, continue on the runway heading to at least 1,250 feet prior to a turn.
Okay. Excellent.
And we're doing a VNAP Alpha departure.
Roger.
Any questions?
No, that sounds good. If we have a problem, Manj, you continue to fly unless I say I have control.
Okay.
Okay. Everybody happy?
Yeah.
Good. So 3 minutes, I'm going to welcome everybody on board.
Canada 2034, what's it?
Affirmative, Bay 36, 777, pushback.
Stand by one, sir. I'll get back to you shortly. Just about time to go. Runway change.
Standing by.
Canada 034. Pushback's approved, and have an amended clearance when you're ready to copy.
Air Canada 2034, go ahead.
Canada 034, cancel the 34 clearance. You received runway 16 right. Sydney 3 departure. Maintain 5,000. All other details as before.
I'm going to get the pushback and we'll cross-check everything, huh? Off at the ground, the brakes are off, and we're clear to push back. Delaying engine start till advised.
Copy.
Correction, it's Lima now, 16 left and right for arrivals and departures. Parallel runway, operation complete, the number 1 to take off.
Somewhat of a short, not much. Should be alright.
Copy. Park brake set, please.
Brakes are set. Confirm when pins removed.
Copy.
And trim changes slightly, but it doesn't matter. I printed out the new performance for you.
Oh, he's already got another one.
And right engine normal, start left.
Copy. Pins removed.
Okay, I checked pins removed. That was a nice pushback. Let's revert to hand signals. Have a nice day.
Thank you, you too. See ya.
I got the wave off. He's got the pins.
Grounder, Canada 2034, heavy taxi.
Canada 2034, stand by one please. Canada 034, turn left on the Golf, hold short Alpha.
Left on Golf, hold short of Alpha, Air Canada 2034.
Clear on the left?
Turn on the right. It's calling us 034.
Yeah, we're at a street. So left on Golf, short of Alpha.
Yep.
Canada 2034, give way to Malaysia, and then taxi Alpha, category 1, hold on flight, runway 16 right.
Okay.
Category 1, hold, follow Malaysia, Alpha, Air Canada 2034.
Clear left.
Right.
And we'll go to the category 1 hold line on 16 right.
Ground, good morning, Emirates 418, clearing on Alpha 4 for stand 59. Emirates 418, okay, taxi Alpha, hold short runway 25. Alpha, hold short 25, Emirates 418.
So if I remember correctly, usually above 10,000 we log on to...
Yankee Bravo, Bravo,
Right.
Bravo.
Tug Red, X-ray, stand by. Tug Red, Foxtrot, pushback approved and report ready to start. And ground United 839 Heavy, Bay 51, ready for pushing engine start. No, 839, stand by. Standing by. Hey, Canada 2034, contact tower ready, 120.5.
120.5, Air Canada 2034.
Good morning. West 288, downwind 7. Out in the middle of the bay though, we're showing level is 22. Runway 16 right, clear to take off.
Thank you, and 16 right, clear to take off, contact 0.
So this is the Cat 1 hold line right
That
here.
is it, yeah. Tower, Canada 2034 Heavy, holding short 16 right, about 1.
Hey, Canada 2034, taxi holding point Alpha 1, runway 16 right, just confirm you're ready.
Alpha 1, 16 right, and we're fully ready for Canada 2034.
Hey, Canada 2034.
All right.
Qantas
I'm going to make the PA now.
Wind
Good call.
280 degrees, 2 knots, downwind 2.
Please
Upwind from one side of the aerodrome, 290 and 7, downwind 5. The other side of the aerodrome is southerly, it's 22. Runway 16 right, clear to land. Clear land, 16 right, Qantas 560.
Qantas 50, good morning.
Qantas 50, good morning. Preferred exit, rapid exit Alpha 4, continue approach.
Taxi light off, please, Madge.
Continue approach and pick up the Alpha 4, Qantas 50.
Qantas 407, connect departures.
407.
330 at 6, downwind 6.
They connect then.
So, it's going to be flipping around right toward tail.
For a sign heading right 170, line up and wait, runway 16 right.
Line up and wait, 16 right, assign heading of 170 degrees there, Canada 2034.
I'm going to
Canada
give you
2034, thank you. Just confirm the direction of turn, assign heading is right 170.
right.
Check that right turn there, Canada 2034. We want to go left, yeah, I'm going to make another PA.
Okay.
Flight attendants, please take positions for takeoff, thank you.
And I've gone back to heading. I've selected 170, so at 800 feet.
Till 800, well, we're supposed to track 155 till 800, and then turn to assigned heading according to
Back
this.
to the track of 155.
Yeah, and then I'll have you. You read it that way, Dave?
Yes. 128, connect ground 126.5, windy clear. 165. Hey, Qantas 13.
Okay, the before takeoff check is complete, except for the takeoff
Hey, Canada 2034, wind at your threshold, 290 degrees, 5 knots, downwind 3. Upwind threshold is 230 degrees, 11 knots. Runway 16 right, cleared for takeoff.
Prepare takeoff there, Canada 2038. I have control.
Roger, you have control. Thrust ref. Hold.
Roger.
D1.
Yeah, take red X-ray, subsequent holding short runway 16 right.
Take red X-ray, Sydney Takeoff.
Positive rate.
You're up.
Sydney Tower, just 721 ready.
Just 721.
Heading 170, and we'd like to come right or left to avoid the weather up ahead.
Autopilot.
Canada 2034 departures identified. You can make it a right turn. What heading do you require?
Yeah.
Right heading 210 for Canada 2034.
Canada 2034, make the heading 210 and contact departures now on 1230.
4 for 5,000.
Okay, heading 210 and departure 1230. Good day.
Flaps 1.
Morning departure to Canada 2034 heavy, 4,700, 5,000 heading 210.
Flaps up. 29.7?
No, it was 29.
Yep, should be.
Just confirm 330 for Canada 2034.
Canada 2034, climb to flight level 280.
Okay, we'll stay with you and clear flight level 280, Canada 2034.
Canada 2034, contact
280
departures
set.
on 123.0.
123.0, Canada 2034, going to flight level 280.
After takeoff check.
Good morning, departure to Canada 2034, leaving 5,000 to 280, heading 210.
Canada 2034, you are identified. Let me know when you can take a left turn.
Okay, we got, it's going to be a little while now. We got some pretty good weather here on our left.
Roger, let me know.
Okay.
Be about 35 miles
Virgin 1589, descend to flight level 130.
Level 130, Virgin 1589.
Qantas 506, you can track direct.
Departures Envoy 66 assigned heading left 090, maintaining 3000.
Envoy 66, could I identified climb to maintain 5000?
Climb to maintain 5000, Envoy 66.
Aye, aye, better.
Envoy 66, climb to flight level 250.
Climb flight level 250, Envoy 66.
Qantas 506, quit setting 350 until beam entry.
Qantas 506 approved.
Running left turn 350, Qantas 506.
Yankee Triple
Virgin
Bravo.
1589, contact centre on 132.35 with your approach request.
Should be.
132.35, Virgin 1589.
Envoy 66, track direct west Maitland Plain
Better.
route.
Track direct west Maitland Plain route, Envoy 66.
Established.
Excellent. Cancel that.
Cancel.
Air Canada 204, that is a direct my fly, Mike India Sierra Lima Yankee track look.
Mike India Sierra Lima Yankee Matt Misley.
Direct Misley for Air Canada 2034.
Air Canada 2034, yeah, that is available if it's acceptable with you.
Okay, just 1 second.
Qantas 506, clear weather, track direct entry, correction, Gold Coast.
Qantas 506, thanks.
Looks good, man.
Yeah, looks good to me.
Air Canada 034, we're going to go direct Misley. Thank you. Dixie Canada
And if you want a beams, up to you.
Pardon me?
If you want a beams, it's up to you. Execute.
Excuse me, all maps available.
200, climbing 280.
Roger.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep it more of an angled climb here.
That's good.
It's protection. But,
I'm going to make a little PA here.
sure.
Good morning, Center. It's Air Canada 2034, flight level 259 for 280, a direct Misley.
Air Canada 2034, Virgin Center, g'day, climb to flight level 310.
Climb flight level 310, Air Canada 2034.
310 set.
And Center, Air Canada 033, looks like some weather pretty close to the airway between Marlin and Whale. Can we just go direct Whale from here?
Oh, we got
Air Canada 033, track direct Whale. Direct Whale, Air Canada 033.
Here we are, level 33,000 feet. And if you look at my ND navigational display, you'll see I have New Caledonia, the island, in map mode. It's the radar image of that island. You can just make out the shoreline visually. And that's one of the features of this radar, is it has a map mode. You can see that it says that in blue. The other thing is we're just monitoring HF frequency while our CPDLC ADS system is currently locked on to Brisbane, Yankee Bravo Bravo Bravo, and the machine is showing here that the next center will be Noddy. If you look at the map, that pretty much corresponds with this blue line, which delineates the two FIRs, left side being Brisbane and the right side is Noddy. So as soon as we cross this on Bravo 580, we will be, and there's the island here depicted, the one in map mode. And once we cross this blue line, that'll automatically switch to Noddy Center, and we'll continue on with them with automated position reports along the route.
Yeah, it looks really gorgeous, doesn't it? It'd be interesting to see what kind of routing, like how you'd have to go to fly to here, actually. Making a little bit of gas, Manj.
Alright.
We're at 9.0 now, 14.1 overhead. Nice.
I wonder how expensive it is living down there, visiting.
I'm sure if you're local, it can't be that expensive. So right now we're cruising at 33,000 feet. We're with Nandi Center. We're physically not talking to him, that's via CPDLC. And just coming up to the island straight ahead, you can see Vanuatu. I think I mentioned yesterday that's where one of the Survivor series was filmed. Very lush looking island, eh?
There's your time. Coming up.
For what?
Rest.
Oh, up there, yeah, that's it. I don't know if you noticed on the departure out of Sydney, after we pushed back, we were assigned a runway change by air traffic control because of there was a wind shear in the area. We were normally going to depart off 34s. We ended up departing on the 16s, and anytime we have a runway change, we have to re-input all the data into the flight management computer. We also, through the electronic flight bag, have to recompute all the takeoff data and ensure that we can indeed depart from that runway. And today, with the wind shear in the area, we were using full thrust versus any reduction of engine power. And also we wanted to use the longest runway, which we did do. Once we taxied out, it was very interesting. One of the aircraft, there was a Qantas 767, actually ended up going around on approach from the wind shear on the parallel runways. So when we got the runway change, I was taxiing the aircraft, and Manj, he went heads down as per our standard operating procedures, changed all the parameters in the FMC, recalculated the takeoff data, and then the other two pilots, we cross-checked all the data, ensured that everything was correct. And then Manj did a full rebriefing, talking about departing now on 16 left versus 34 right. Rebriefed the standard instrument departure. And then we took off, and we had a little bit of wind shear. I don't know if you noticed on the camera, going through 800 feet, we had increasing performance where the airspeed increased about 30 knots and managed to increase the pitch a little bit just so as not to get too close to our flap limiting speed. And then we had to deal with weather. Also up ahead was a thunderstorm. We would have normally had a left turnout. We ended up turning out to the right to avoid all the weather and continuing our climb, and then en route to our departure point. And then we kept the seatbelt sign on just a little bit longer because there was weather in the area. So some interesting facts. Air Canada, the variant we have is called the 200LR, which is the longest flying twin engine aircraft in the world at the present time. One of the main differences from the 200 to the 200 LR is the wingspan. The 200 LR, the wingspan is over 212 feet, whereas on the 200 it's 199 feet, and the increase in wingspan is from what are called rakes, so it increases the wingspan by 13 feet. Boeing put these on. It increases the performance of the LR. It increases in performance in the balance field length, the takeoff distance required, the altitude that it can cruise at, the fuel burn, enabling it to fly further. Also, the original 200 had engines that the GE90s, which had 77,000 pounds of thrust per side, whereas the 200 LR has the GE90 variants that have 110,000 pounds of thrust, thereby increasing the takeoff weight quite a bit. The original 200 had a takeoff weight of 247,000 kilos, where the version that Air Canada has, the 200 LR, takes off at 344,700 kilos. Also, range-wise, just some round numbers. The range on the 200 was 5,240 nautical miles, whereas the 200 LR has a range of more like 9,400 nautical miles. And I'm just rounding those off. Of course, it depends on passenger load and everything else. The Boeing 777-200LR, when it was first introduced in 2005, it set a new world record for a commercial jetliner. It flew a record distance, and I'm just reading this now from Boeing's website, of 11,664 nautical miles. It traveled eastbound from Hong Kong to London Heathrow, and no aircraft since then has duplicated that. It also has the distinction of the first aircraft to be introduced with the ETOPS time of 180 minutes, right straight out of the box, so to speak. And a very interesting little fact that most people don't know, a lightly loaded 777 performs better than most sports cars. It'll accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 6 seconds.
All right, so on that takeoff out of Sydney, it always helps to have the world's largest engines, and the way we can identify the engines on this airplane, it says right here, GE90s, 110, meaning 110,000 pounds of thrust, Series B1L. And with the 300, we have 115,000 pounds of thrust for the GE90 variant for that airplane. So we, as the captain mentioned already, because of the wind shear reported, we used full thrust in our performance calculations. And on the takeoff roll, you could certainly feel the difference between that and a normal Air Canada use of derated assumed temperatures. Meaning there's no point using full thrust all the time out of the engines, because it wears down the turbine, the hot section, unnecessarily, and we can get greater economic use of our engines by not pressing them into full thrust for every takeoff. And in addition to that, we're increasing the reliability of the motors by not having to have the hot section go through higher temperatures needlessly. But in this case, as Air Canada certainly allows us to always cater to safety, and we use the full thrust that was available. On rotation, it was normal, and we had briefed that we could expect an increasing performance wind shear, because at the takeoff end of the runway there was actually a slight tailwind, which we had catered for in our performance figures. And in fact, as we got up to about 1,300 feet, I could see the airspeed starting to increase rapidly, and the flight director commands were starting to wanting to pitch attitude to change, and to follow that means to increase nose up. But you have to use some degree of airmanship with just how aggressively you want to follow the flight director, because given the conditions, You certainly want to follow the flight director, but you got to add a little bit of fuzzy logic in that you know that sooner or later it's going to want to correct back. And so I sort of felt it was necessary to stay behind it just slightly. And sure enough, it did come down to the pitch attitude that I had selected. But certainly the wind shear increasing performance was quite evident. And we had more than enough performance to handle that. And of course, with an increasing wind performance wind shear, increasing performance wind shear, the only thing that could possibly happen is that if you're not ready for it, you could overspeed your flaps, which this has actually protection for that. So this airplane. So none of that happened, but we knew that there was a good chance of meeting the increasing performance through pilot reports. Air traffic control had reported it, and that's what you want to do is anything that happens unusual in the terms of meteorological conditions, you want to advise ATC so that others can benefit by what you just experienced. And the other thing that happened on departure was the captain noticed, because we had our weather radars up, we knew that there was CBs in the area, and he asked for an immediate wind heading correction to the right. And that worked out perfectly because, of course, there's another runway on the left. Normally they would have crossed us over to the left after we went out far enough, but because of the position of the cell, we asked for a long way around right turn. While we're climbing, we kept our speed at fairly close to best angle so that we were climbing rapidly. There was no point in accelerating away from our route, and Dipso being the start of the route. So when we started to get a point in the right direction, close to about 90 and less to Dipso, 90 degrees heading, we started to accelerate, and it just so happened that the clouds started to get to we were getting above the cloud levels so that we could miss most of the turbulence associated with that. So everything worked out well there as planned.
So I don't know if you can see up ahead, but we have some weather up ahead, as you can see on the camera showing the actual weather, but on the radar we're showing it even a little bit better. We've used CPDLC and asked Nandi Center to deviate up to 80 nautical miles left and right, of course, which, I don't know if you can see the picture now of the CPDLC message from center. They've cleared us to deviate up to left or right, 80 nautical miles, and then we just have to report back on course, and I've accepted that message, and we're just starting our deviations now to avoid the worst of the weather. And once we're clear of all the weather and we're happy, and we'll report back on course.
Yeah, so we're further up there, there's another one that will miss my clock.
Here comes the other fellow.
So what just happened is on the ICAS, we've got a pilot's response message, meaning that we haven't touched any switches or changed anything in the cockpit for a predetermined time. So what's going to happen next is, for demonstration purposes, we're going to try to let this go and to show you what happens as a secondary step. The first step is the ICAS message, pilot response, and the way to cancel that is just touch any switch almost anywhere in the cockpit, and that will cancel that pilot response. But we haven't canceled it to simulate, a pilot's falling asleep, for example, what's going to happen. So here we go. We're letting you record it, and at one point we'll see what will happen. So we're trying here not to touch anything and let the airplane wake us up.
So that's it. That was our final alert to respond. So 3 alerts, and touch any button, and that will reset the whole pilot response system. I'll just cancel that, and that'll take care of that matter. And we're good for another system reset.
Okay, at this point we've been airborne about 6.5 hours. We've presently climbed up to 37,000 feet. As you can see, the winds are fairly light up here. We're making good time. We're just coming up to our second equitime point. Right now, if we have a problem, we're going to the Marshall Islands. Once we pass that equitime point, we're carrying on to Honolulu, which, as you can see at the present time, it's 1,113 nautical miles. Pretty well straight ahead. Once we go over Honolulu, it'll be dark by then, but the sun is still up right now. We've got exactly 7 hours of flying time left, and if we take a look here, we've so far at 6.5 hour point, we've burned 53,700 kilos of fuel, and we still have 57 tons of fuel on board.